Hey Fragrance family, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Just half an hour past midnight. I've just done a review on Yachtman Energize that was actually being asked by few members in the community and my subscribers. So I've done the review, hope you watch it, and if you're interested in a cheaper version of Bleu de Chanel Sauvage like fragrances, you can check it out. But this episode, I would like to talk about one important topic. I feel is just important because many of us are confused. There is definitely a problem in terms of how big your collection should be, and at some point fragrance collection, it gets to that point to addiction. We're all addicted. Most of you are addicted. If you're in fragrance game, many of you are addicted, because it's very difficult for most of us, or many of us, I would say many of us, not most, to control that buying, purchasing new fragrances, because more you see, more you want to buy, and there's no end to new releases. There's always gonna be, you think like you write down in a page, like, or a book, I want this 100 fragrance or 50 fragrance or 20, and then I'll be done. And you buy all of them, then you suddenly see like someone's posting this new fragrance that piques your interest. You go like, okay, that thing looks interesting, perhaps I just go get a sniff, and then go to the mall, and before you know, disaster happens. Boom, credit card is out, cash is out, and you end up like that, sometimes in hundreds. So what is a big collection? First of all, let's start at some point. Big collection, there is no definite answer to that, or exact answer to it. Some people would say 10 fragrance already big, because how many fragrance actually do you need, right? It's been asked in the community before. So some wise people, they have narrowed down to 10. They have 10 exact fragrances. I know some of my good friends, I think Mr. Vishal Singh, good friend from India, good brother, I always make fun of him, saying Gabbar Bhai, Gabbar Bhai. Gabbar is the character from the Sholay movie. He is one of my favorite friends in the community. I really like him. He's very funny, very nice guy. So this dude, he has sorted down what fragrance he really wants, and he uses, and he knows exactly what he wants. He doesn't have huge collection. He narrowed them down to the only ones that he uses. I'm just giving his example. And he has fragrance like Baccarat Rouge. He has only the best ones. He has the ones he exactly loves. So the thing is that that takes a lot of how to say, experience or control. He has all that. So there are not many people out, I could say, that we have that control, including me. When I see a new fragrance being released, I go out and buy it. Many times I buy it. Maybe I like the bottle, I like the notes breakdown, maybe I'm just falling for the hype. Nothing wrong with admitting that. So I often fell for the hype, and then I do decanting business and stuff, so it kind of is okay. So sometimes you can decant some stuff. Most of the time, many bottles that I buy, I'll give you an example, some examples that they don't really sell, but I just got it for myself. I don't care. So it's about how much you love what you love, and what is your priority. That also is concerned. So what is a big collection? Some people may argue 10, some people say 50, and some people say hundreds, some people say thousands, right? If you compare, not compare, if you take as a standard, if you look at this elder reviewers, like not in terms of age, but older reviewers who are like been doing this for a number of years now, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, you see their collection at the back. Like let's take example Mark, or if you see Steven, you'll see they have everything. They have discontinued fragrances, they have all the niche fragrances, they have the hard to find fragrances, super expensive and super rare, and then all the designer fragrances that you and I would love to have. They have that, they review it, and you'll be like, I'm never gonna have all those fragrances in my collection. That's right, you cannot have everything in the collection. So that's why I think, even though it's coming from me, it kind of sounds like ridiculous, but you have to narrow down your choices, because you can only have enough income or money. Not everybody is born rich, not everybody has unlimited amount of money. So you have to really buy, and you have to go about it in a smart way. So here are my suggestions. Should you have a big collection? Here's what I think. First of all, you should always buy what you love. Okay, you should always wear what you like to wear. You should always eat what you like to eat, and you should only buy fragrances that actually, I feel, it really smells good to you. Not because other people say it's good and you just go and buy it, and later you're like, it's okay, but it's not as special that I thought it would be. In the process, you just lost your money, right? And it's very difficult, because once you buy the fragrances, not every country you can sell it back. Not everyone has a group where you can sell it back and recover your money. Even if you do recover, you lose some money in the process. So what I suggest is always try to, if you're really into fragrance, you want to try, if you can do a few things. You can go to the shops, in the malls. You have to put some work and time. Go to the malls, if they have like testers available, you can just try, excuse me. You can just try on the strips. You got to feel for the fragrance. So the thing is, first, very important is you try out a lot of fragrances in shopping mall. Don't be shy. You don't have to buy every time. But if you don't have that facility, you cannot test without buying. That is unfortunate. But then you can just see. Second option is try to get some decants. Try to get some samples from your friends, community members. You can get a taste of 5 and 10 ml. Like bottles, you can get a taste of the fragrance. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the same fragrance in a smaller quantity, right? So that also, can give you the, like small bottles like this, right? So this one can meet your craving. Even if you find, if not decant, you can buy the small little miniatures. You can get 7 ml, 15 ml. You can smell the fragrance, and you can get also like a miniature bottle, so you can feel good about yourself, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I do a lot of reviews with samples, decants, official miniature. It's all about sniffing the fragrance, right? So if you have an addiction, I won't say addiction, if you have really an interest that you really want to smell new stuff every now and then, like me, you can do that. If you have like a problem with the budget, like I do, you can narrow down. But do not actually fall for this, like you have to go and blind buy everything. This is one thing I will just emphasize once again. We fragrance reviewers, we just let you know our thoughts. It's just something put like a book, like a small sort of book. You go to the library, try to look for information on, say, let's say you want to go on fishing. Let's say fishing, you like fishing, it's a hobby, it's interest, but you just want to learn how to do fishing. So you go to the library and you see, like, find as many books as you can on fishing, or you go to internet or search on the videos, information. So these reviewers are like, we are putting there sort of like information. It's not absolute, it's not a gospel, it's not like a holy book or something. It's just human beings giving their opinion on certain products. They opened, they tried, they owned. So what it does is it provides some information, because you can actually smell the fragrance from our channels, right? There's no technology available today. But if there was, then it would be great. We could send you from here a video. Here you go, there's a strip, smell it. Thank you very much. That would be great. Very futuristic idea, by the way. But at this present moment, you cannot smell it. Let's say if I show you a fragrance, let's say Cherokee. This is very nice fragrance. This is one of the fragrances I want to show you as an example why I bought it, but which I didn't have to buy, but I bought it for a different reason. But let's say this fragrance, you want to try it, but it's kind of on the pricey side. If I reviewed it, or any other reviewers reviewed it, and they gave a positive feedback, I don't think still you should buy it, because even if you have massive respect for someone, a reviewer, you should always try to get a sample. So if it's not possible, if you really love or respect that reviewer, or you really want to get it, take full responsibility. And when you buy it, you should be able to take the responsibility that I bought the fragrance with my money, and it's only me who took the decision. It's not those reviewers who decided for me, right? So this is how mature people decide for themselves. And don't blame others, like, oh man, you said that's gonna be good, it's shit, you just costed me so much money. When you do that, there's like no comments, because the reviewer didn't put a gun to your head, right? And then we are just giving you one side of our story. If you see 10 people, you get 10 different ideas, 10 different, that's ideas, right? So yeah, that's how you should take it. And as far as long, big collection goes, it's kind of painful. It kind of gets to a point of sickness, and you just keep buying, you cannot stop. It's just, you decide this is going to be my last bottle, you still go, and next week you just buy like shameless few more bottles. This is what we do. Our families get disappointed, they get upset, and they get frustrated. If you have a wife, she's going to get frustrated, because you're going to eventually run out of space. One thing, you're going to end up spending so much more money that you could spend on family, or your food, or basic needs, or other important things. And sometimes when I look at my collection, I just think maybe at some point I should stop. But see great fragrances coming out, this is one thing I love. I don't spend money on anything else, I just buy fragrances. So for me, for anybody actually, that is, big collection, mostly what actually ends up happening is you don't end up reaching for those fragrances. Many of the fragrances, they just go back in the shelf, and you never really touch them or use them. So I feel that's a kind of like a waste, and I am also guilty of that. Not sin, I would say sin, but that's stupidity. But when you love something really you treasure, I don't think anything wrong with it, but try to get in a smarter way. If you're not going to end up using a full bottle of 100 ml, try to find a 30 ml small bottle. You know, like I used to buy in Bangladesh, it's hard to find like smaller bottles, but you see fragrances like Clinique Happy for me, I want to get a taste of this fragrance. So I went to Sogo Mall in Malaysia just before I left Malaysia. I just wanted to try it. I'm like, that smells so nice. I used to smell it back in university. Just got that bottle, smaller bottle. I use it every now and then. You know, I didn't decant this. Let me show you my juice level. So it justifies, you know. I used up this much of this fragrance in the early mornings, afternoon when it's super hot. I just feel like, you know, I need a little bit of juicy orange. I use it, right? So these fragrances, buy as much as you need. You know, like do not buy like a fragrance if you do not like love it. Let's say you do not like Sauvage like so much, but you just like a taste of it. Buy a 60 ml, the smallest bottle possible, or get a sample of 10-15 mils. You're plenty happy, you got the fragrance, you didn't spend as much, and you ended up, you know, using the fragrance. Even if you do not use everything, but you have little left for sometime sniffing. But imagine you bought like a big bottle, and because I love my bottles, man, what I'm going to show you in this area, everything I have is everything that I use. Okay, let me show you this fragrance. I do not often reach for it every day. Narcy Rodriguez for EDD. It's running a little long, but I'm giving you an example. This fragrance, I cannot use it every day. This is such a fragrance. It's just special rainy day when it's gloomy. You know, it's a little bit like you need the mood for it. It has the mask. It has the concrete cement feel. So I got this fragrance for the artistic aspect. Okay. Then I got, as I showed you, Shergi. I cannot wear this every day. It's a kind of like a, suddenly you have the mood for it. Then you reach for it. It's a niche fragrance. Then you have this fragrance right here. My reason for to buy this, it's discontinued. Fendi, the Assoluto. This has this wonderful warming quality to it. It has kind of like spices and stuff, but I just want to get it because later I may not find the bottle. Then I got this one long time ago, Azara Puram. This is the semi-vintage. I do not reach for it. I didn't use so much of it in Malaysia and Bangladesh combined. For 2 years I used this much. So as you can see, 30 ml bottle. It's, I wouldn't say it's a big chunk of it being used, but I got it for, you know, collection purpose. So excuses after excuses, right? Then Mancera Black Gold. This is a very daring, very strong, very loud oud fragrance, but you know, when you have the mood for it, very cloudy, cold air, stormy day, it's cold, and you're just craving for something dark. That's what I got it for. So I don't often reach it. It's almost full. The bottle is almost full. So this is not everybody's cup of tea because oud fragrances are kind of daring, on daring side, and I'm pretty sure many of you do not want to end up 500 bottles like me. I am at 500 going more. But my target is not 1,000. Okay, I don't even count the bottles. I just buy them when I like them. But when you see big reviewers, big collectors like Mark or Steven, or I keep thinking of like many other reviewers. They have huge collection. I think Ryan Rice Frags, he has one of the best collections ever. I love looking at his collection. But at the time, sometimes you cannot remember the names. But many of the big reviewers have great collection. Ashton has great collection. So when you see that, you just want this collection because it's just nice to look. It's like a library, you know, like full of videotapes or books, and you have like, oh, all Creeds there, all the Dior Privia line there. It's nice to see. But if you have a budget problem like me, like budget, I was a problem. I don't have a problem, but I have a budget constraint. Okay, many of you also have that. So you have to narrow down. Do you like Dior Privia line everything? No, you like maybe Fave Delicious or, you know, like Oud Ispahan. Just choose the one that you really like, get a split or get the full bottle and be happy. Like I liked MFK House. Let me show you what I did. I got a bunch of samples like here, okay? They're all MFK samples, 4 or 5, I think 4 or 5. Oud Cashmere Mood, Oud Satin Mood. They have like solid 2 mls there. I often spray once in a while, but I love, you know, Baccarat Rouge and Oud Satin Mood a lot. Maybe someday I'll get the full bottle, but I do not like everything from the house, right? So narrow down something and then write down 10 fragrances, narrow it to 5, then 2, buy the one you really want. I think that way it will slow down the process, but do not buy absolutely everything of a full bottle. You'll end up wasting so much more money. Samples are okay. So yeah, that's pretty much I want to say. So make your collection as you like to be. If you can store, if you don't have any problem and it's not really affecting your life, it's not getting to a point that you are so badly addicted, it's fine. Okay, but love the game. Buy the fragrances for the love of fragrances. Do not buy it to show others, or do not buy it for the hype. Just you wanted the bottle and later you don't use up the fragrances, just get wasted years after years collecting dust. Not good, right? So I think, what do you think, guys? You know, let me know what you think. How do you collect? Do you think big collection is a must? You know, I like to have enough options, but even out of 500 fragrance, sometimes I cannot find a fragrance to wear because I am looking for something for that particular moment. It happens, you know, it happens with many of you, right? So maybe perhaps better idea to have a relatively smaller collection, and then it's easy for you to pick one, not getting confused, right? It happens, it's a real life issue. So do let me know your thoughts, and just thought I'd put the video out there. Maybe I would like to hear from you. Suggest for people to read. Put it in the comment section for others to read. It will be helpful if you're in the game for some time. Your suggestion would help people. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.